The former Prime Minister, Sir John Major, has been giving evidence to the infected blood inquiry this afternoon. It was set up to examine the circumstances of the scandal, the impact on families, how the authorities responded and who knew what and when. Well, joining us now from central London is Michelle Tolley. She was infected with hepatitis C from contaminated blood after a transfusion during childbirth. Michelle, good to see you today. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. Talk to me about Sir John Major's evidence today and what you made of it.
So the earlier statement of this is bad luck has actually affected me quite bad, although he's tried to redact it and say he didn't mean it in that way. Well, he shouldn't have said it. It's as simple as that. You know, the impact he's had on not just my life, everybody's lives, those that have died. You know, it's not bad luck. How dare he be so flippant and say that? I can't begin to tell you what the feeling is here at the inquiry today. It's one of tears, it's one of fear, it's one of, am I going to live to see the end of this inquiry? And the worst thing about it, Sarah, is there's still thousands of people infected with hepatitis C by infected blood who don't know they've been infected.
Yeah, Michelle, I just want to reflect on those Sir John Major comments you referenced. As you said, he did sort of retract those comments, saying if I said it was completely random rather than bad luck, it probably wouldn't have attracted the response it did, and it probably would have been a fairer illustration of what I had in mind. But in your mind, completely justified, you felt that those choice of words were insensitive.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there was a ripple, you know, through the hearing room. Everybody was just absolutely shocked. You know, you're talking about people's lives here, you know, as I've said to you before, you know, they've given us a death sentence and we didn't commit no crime. So to flippantly say, oh, well, it was just bad luck. No, you know, this is 40 years on, it's not just bad luck. Whether we didn't mean it that way or not, it was said, and it's very hard to let those words go.
Yeah, Michelle, I completely understand where you're coming from. Perhaps you can describe to us what life has been like for you since becoming infected, because as you referenced there, thousands of people have died as a result of what happened. You know, talk to us about what life's been like for you and why this matters so much.
Well, one of my passions is literally because I know there's infected people out there walking around still that won't know. And so people like myself that were given blood transfusion rather than my colleagues that were given blood products. You know, we're still out there. People have died who won't even know they was infected, and people, as I said, people are still out there with this infection. For me, my health has gone up and down, bouncing around all over the place, and I've actually got my liver scan coming up on July the 5th, and then you've got this thing hanging over your head that are there any signs of any liver cancer there? And I have, you know, we live with that twice a year, so it's very difficult. It's the emotions, the impact that it has on your family members, this ripple effect.
Yeah, Michelle, we've got less than 30 seconds, but what I want to get from you is, obviously, John Major said today, Sir John Major, look, there'll be no amount of compensation for these people and families. So what do you want to see from this inquiry?
Okay, so what I want to see the interim payment, which we'll be talking about in July from Sir Robert Francis. These people need money to make memories with their families now before they die, and we need compensation. We must be compensated. It's disgraceful what's happened to us. The worst tragedy in the history of the NHS. Yeah, they've got to pay out for what they did to all of us, with no fault of our own.
Michelle Tolley, we so appreciate your time today.